Hi friends, I'm going to speak about society and health, one of the most important topic for most of the MBBS students. I'll be dealing on society and health. Before I start actually, we'll discuss what is society, what is health, and how this society is originated, and bit of the information about the sociology. Why sociology and health are intricately related with each other. In simple terms, society is a group of people or individual involved in continuous, persistent social interaction. There is a continuous interaction is happening between different group of people who stay at a place or a large social group sharing the same spatial or social territory, typical subject to the same political authority and dominant cultural expectations. A community or a group of people having common traditions, culture, socio-economic background, and institutions and interests medial social society, Western society. All of the people of the world, medical advances help society. A group of persons with common interest, belief, or purpose, or historical identities or background, a friendly association with others could be called as a society. Coming to what is health. According to World Health Organization, a state of complete physical, mental, and social well being. It is not an end and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. Let me repeat it. As per the World Health Organization, a state of complete physical, mental, and social well being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. What to expect from this chapter? Defining sociological perspectives. I'll be taking you through sociological imagination, sociology and common sense, sociology and science, sociology and the social science, and development of sociology and theoretical perspective in sociology. What is sociological perspective? Let me define it. Sociology is the scientific study of human society and social interactions. In any society, in every society, there is a continuous dialogue, discussions, and interactions takes place. What makes sociology scientific? It is the scientific study of society, patterns of social relationship, various relations exist in the society. I'll be coming in great detail. Social interactions, continuous dialogue, discussions, debates are happening, social institution and culture, beliefs and practices. Every society has got its own cultural belief and practices. Usefulness. We'll try to understand in sociology, people are the key center point. Without people or individual, society does not exist. What are the cultures, beliefs, traditions, and how the environment affects the health of the people, cause of crime, poverty, social problems, illiteracy, education, ignorance, belief, and in fact, black magic also do exist in the society. Sociological imagination. We'll try and I'll take you through a brief cycle of for all the social scientists who have immensely contributed to the growth and progress of sociology, and it is relatively very new science. Sorry. Wright Mills is one of the earliest sociological who propounded the theory of social imagination, the vivid awareness of the relationship between private experience and the wider society. He has proposed sociology and common sense. Common sense assumptions are usually based on very limited observations. They are based basically on limited observation and these observations could have a prejudice and bias. Moreover, the premises on which common sense assumptions are seldom examined. Sociology tries to find out, use a broad range of carefully selected observations, and theoretically understand and explain those observations. Extremely difficult. It is more of a theory, not much of statistics is involved. While sociological research might confirm common sense observations, its broader base and theoretical rationale provide a stronger basis for conclusion. Very good, important. And like any research, any science, who dissects and looks into it, sociology is not different. Sociology is a it is a young science, emerging science. Like we do the research, try to find out the details. We first do the literature, search of the literature review. In a scientific study of sociology, we employ the methodology and formulate a hypothesis and choose an appropriate research design, qualitative study, quantitative study, empirical study, and gather the data, collect the data from the community or the society, analyze that data and present it. Like in any other science, methodical research takes place. Sociology and science is a body of systematically arranged knowledge that shows the operation of general laws. So, sociology has got sub branches: cultural anthropology, economics, political science, and social work, so on and so forth. How did the sociology develop? Evolution of sociology. Let's look into it. How did sociology evolve? Sociology emerged as a separate discipline in 19th century only. It is relatively young branch or young scientific uh, chapter. This was a time of great social upheaval due to largely to the French and industrial revolutions were taking place. Several early sociologists shaped the direction of the discipline. So, concept of health. How can we say is a person is healthy? He need to have a very good nutrition, lifestyle modification, his environment or surrounding should be pollution free, and he should have a medical care, and genetic study is also equally important. Auguste Comte, as far as me is concerned, he is known as the father of the sociology, responsible for coining the term sociology, set out to develop the science of man that would be based on empirical observations, focused on two most important aspects of society: social statics, forces which produce order and stability; social dynamics, forces which contribute to social change. And Harita Meritivo authored one of the earliest analysis of culture and life in the United States, entitled Theory and Practice of Society in America, translated Comte's positive philosophy into English. Herbert Spencer, another important person, authored the first sociology text, Principle of Sociology, most well known for proposing a doctrine called social Darwinism, survival of fittest, what we call, suggested that people who could not compete were poorly adapted to the environment and inferior. This is an idea commonly called social Darwinism or survival of the fittest. Karl Marx is the father of a conflict theory, saw human society into a continual state of conflict between two major classes. One is the capitalist who own the industry, another one is the workers or the labor class. Bourgeois and Protestant predict that revolution would occur, producing first a social state followed by a communist state. Emile Durkheim, his contribution to the field of sociology is highly appreciated. Why it is most important is evolution of sociology should be known to you. How as a simple art subject it is evolved as a scientific subject, and it is in the portals of the most of medical colleges. Durkheim moved sociology fully into the realm of the empirical science. Most well-known empirical study is called suicide, where he looks at the social causes of the suicide, and it is one of the mental disorders where you all study in the porticos in the classrooms of the medical colleges. Generally regarded as the founder of functionalist theory, Max Weber was a critic or a clarification of Karl Marx, criticism for improvement, trying to find out the fault or the most important thing in the progress of the science. The Protestants' ethic and the spirit of capitalism directly challenged Marx's idea on the role of religion in society. Weber was also interested in bureaucracies and the process of rationalization in society. The development of sociology in the United States, if you look into, definitely most of the science has support and patronage of the United States of America. It developed from country to country and reached to the porticos of the University of the American Sociology Association at its beginning at the University of Chicago in the early 20th century. The early emphasis was on most of them were observational studies, strong observation without any prejudice or the bias, communities and neighborhoods. Later, East Coast schools such as Columbia, Harvard universities began sociology departments, producing scholars such as Dubious, Talcott Parsons, and Robert Merton. Theoretical perspective of functionalism. Functionalism sees society as a system of highly interrelated parts that work together harmoniously in society. Brother, sister, father, mother, neighbors, uncle, aunt, relatives, and neighborhood, their neighbors. They all sit together, discuss, decide, make some progress. The same way the images that functional use to understand the society is in the beginning. You can see here each part of the body works together to benefit of the whole like a living organism. Same way our kidney, our heart, our liver, our eyes, spleen, esophagus, long intestine, small intestine, they are, though they are separate, they work in tandem, they work with each other. Same way society also functions. We can easily say there is a correlation between the society functioning and our body organs functioning. Theoretical perspective of conflict theory. Conflict theory is mooted by Karl Marx. Society is understood to be made up of conflicting interest groups who vie for power and privilege. There are students, there are difference of opinions, conflicting ideas, conflicting views, conflicting decisions. All these things we usually see. The same thing happens. This dynamic results in continuous social change, which is the normal state of the affairs. Conflict theory focuses heavily on inequality and differential distribution of power and wealth. The interactionist perspective, it focuses on how individuals make sense of and interpret the world. This perspective tends to focus on the micro order of small groups, has given rise to several specific approaches. We need to understand symbolic interaction developed by Job Herbert made, ethnomethodology developed by Harold Garfield, developed by Irving Goffman. Health or lack of health was once merely limited to biological or natural conditions. Sociologists have demonstrated that the spread of disease is heavily influenced by socio-economic status of the individuals, ethnic traditions, or beliefs and cultural factors, where Medical research might gather statistics on disease. A sociological perspective on an illness would provide insight on what external factors caused the demographic who contracted the disease to become ill. Social epidemiology and health. In a study of distribution of the disease, impairment, and general health across the population, it is the area of healthcare It is the area of the healthcare that deals with the incidence, distribution, possible control of disease, illness, and other factors relating to health. What are the social determinants model of health? Focus research on how social environmental influences health. Most important thing, social environmental, social behavior, social interactions, the crime, the education, the poverty, the illiteracy that exist in the community or the society has an impact on individuals or group of individuals' health. As a doctor, as a budding doctor, it is mandatory for you not just treat the individual person who is suffering from the disease, try and understand in which environment he lives. Poverty and being low income bracket are associated with higher risk of illness and lower life expectancy. Those who are poor, economically poor, low socioeconomic status are tend to live are exposed to more diseases and lower life expectancy. To sum up in a very simple word, social inequality. Inequality in social status has got health inequalities. I'll come out again and try to explain acute versus chronic illnesses in society, what is happening. Appendicitis, flu, heart attack, etc. could be treated medically or surgically. Definitely you're fine. But chronic disease, almost 30 to 40% of our population is suffering from diabetes, what we call the lifestyle diseases or non-communicable diseases is hypertension, ischemic heart disease, cancer, depression, arthritis, etc. are more common. They are not fixable. They can be treated and monitored. 30 to 40% of our population is suffering from chronic diseases. Preventive medicine works better in low socioeconomic society. Very good. Educate specific populations to help prevent health crisis. Most of the diseases that originate in the community are in the low socioeconomic background. It is the responsibility of the community medicine or social preventive medicine to take a corrective action by educating the people. Mobilize to prevent social inequalities. What is life expectancy? What is infant mortality? What is maternal mortality? About 25 years back and now, there is a remarkable change, and health, modern medicine has given lot of impetus and improvement. I'll not go into those. Now, what is the new philosophy of health is? Health is a fundamental human right. Wherever you are there, it is the responsibility of the government to provide them at least primary and secondary, if possible tertiary health care. Health is the essence of productive life and not the result of ever increasing expenditure on medical care. Health is intersectoral. It is not just a doctor, it is a combination of multidisciplinary. Health is an integral part of development. If community is healthy, if individuals are healthy people produce healthy nations. Health is central to the concept of quality of life. Definitely, people who have got a better quality of life have got a better health. Health involves individual, state, and international responsibility. Health and its maintenance is a major social investment. Health is a worldwide social goal. Thank you so much, friends, for patient hearing. God bless each one of you. All the best. Have a nice time. This is signing off, Dr. Pramod, social scientist. Thank you so much.